Right. So today we're going to dive deep into something that's pretty crucial in SAP S4HANA.
Okay.
It's all about the connection between sales and distribution, SD
Yes.
and finance,
Yeah, I find.
FI.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we're looking at how what you do in sales and distribution actually flows into your financial records.
Right.
And we want to understand how this link works without, getting lost in all the technical jargon.
Right. Makes sense.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Okay, great.
So you might be thinking, okay, well, how does like a simple sale that I make actually end up as revenue on my balance sheet?
Right. Yeah, and
That's a good question.
and it's all about this integration.
Right.
So SD handles all the sales processes, from the moment you get that order all the way through creating the invoice, billing the customer. And FI, that's really the heart of your financial accounting system.
Right.
And the integration is really the bridge between the two.
So it's almost like they don't really, they can't really function properly without each other?
Yeah, they're very dependent on each other, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is this so important for our listeners?
Yeah.
Why should they care about this?
When your SD and your FI systems are really tightly integrated, every sale that you make automatically triggers these financial entries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so think of it like instant revenue recognition, and you've got accurate tracking of all of your customer balances so you know who owes you what.
Nice. So you're not waiting till the end of the month to do all that?
No, it's all happening real time.
Awesome.
And the real engine that's making all of this magic happen is something called account determination.
Okay. What is that?
What's really fascinating about account determination is that it automatically figures out which general ledger accounts
Okay.
or GL accounts should be assigned to your sales documents.
Okay.
It's not just a simple one-to-one mapping, though.
Right.
It considers a bunch of different factors. It looks at the configuration rules that you set up in the system, things like access sequences. It also looks at your customer and material data, and even drills down into the specifics of each sales order.
So is it looking at things like pricing and things?
Exactly. Yeah, things like pricing conditions,
Yeah.
discounts, all that good stuff.
And so what's the benefit of that?
So if we kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture, having accurate account determination is really important.
Okay.
First off, it gives you a crystal clear audit trail, so you can trace any financial entry all the way back to the original sale. Makes things nice and clean for audits.
Right.
It also streamlines your financial reporting because everything is properly categorized right from the start. And here's the really cool part. Because your revenue and your cost of goods sold are automatically linked at the transaction level.
Yeah.
You can instantly see the gross profit margin for every single sales order.
Wow.
Right there in your financial reports.
That's powerful.
It is.
So let's actually walk through the journey of a sale, like that order to cash cycle.
Right.
Where does FI integration actually begin in that process?
So the first point where you really see the financial impact is at the outbound delivery post-goods issue.
Okay, PGI.
PGI, exactly.
Okay.
So when those goods are shipped, that's when the system generates those initial accounting entries.
Okay.
You can imagine an entry that credits your inventory account
Okay.
and debits your cost of goods sold account.
So you're basically saying, hey, this stuff is no longer in my warehouse and it's going to this cost of goods sold account.
Exactly.
Cool.
And the source even pointed out that if you don't have your SDFI configuration set up correctly, you'd actually get an error rate at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It just shows how crucial this integration is.
Yeah. It's not an afterthought. You need to set this up.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. All right, so now let's dig a little deeper into this revenue account determination.
Okay.
How does the system know where to actually book the money from a sale?
So this is where the condition technique comes into play. It's part of your pricing setup. Think of it like a decision tree.
Okay.
The system looks at all these different factors, your customer type, your material type, and it follows a predefined path using special account keys, like ERL, which is commonly used for revenue, to ultimately figure out the correct GL account to post to.
So it's not just as simple as saying, hey, we sold this product, go put it in this account. It's looking at all these other factors.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot more nuance to it.
Okay.
Account assignment groups give you even more control.
Okay.
You can use them to classify your materials. Is it a product? Is it a service? And you can also classify your customers, like are they domestic or international?
Okay.
And that helps you differentiate your GL postings even further.
Gotcha.
Now, the real heart of the configuration happens in transaction VKOA.
Okay.
That's where you actually define the GL account that should be used based on a combination of factors. You could have different GL accounts for different customer groups. Or for different material groups combined with that account key that we talked about earlier.
Okay.
Even taxes are handled in a similar way. You link an account key, like MWS, to your output tax GL account.
Okay, so everything's using the same logic.
Exactly. There's a consistent approach.
Great. Okay, and then how about billing?
Right.
How does that tie into FI?
So when you create a billing document in SD, the system takes all those financial values, your revenue, your discounts, your taxes,
Right.
and it posts them to the GL accounts that we determined earlier.
Okay.
So that's where the financial record of the sale is really finalized.
Makes sense. Now, I know the source also briefly touched upon cost accounting.
Yeah.
How does SD actually connect with that?
So this is where things get really interesting. You can actually assign your sales revenue to a specific profit center.
Okay.
And that profit center is often derived from the material master data. So if you've got profit center accounting and cost center accounting activated.
Right.
And you might use a transaction like OKB9 to do some configuration there. You can actually analyze your profitability at a really granular level.
Okay.
Like maybe by product line or by sales region.
That's very cool.
It is.
So let's do like a quick recap.
Okay.
SDFI integration basically automates the whole financial side of your sales process.
Right.
Account determination is like the brain behind it all.
Yes.
It's intelligently linking those sales activities to your financial records based on the rules and the data that you've set up. And that process, it all starts at the point when you ship the goods.
Right.
And it wraps up with those final financial postings when you create the billing document.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So the big takeaway here, the aha moment for our listeners, is that when they do their everyday sales activities, they're actually directly and automatically updating the financial records. And they're getting these near real-time insights into their business performance.
Exactly.
So it's not like they have to wait, a week later for someone to go and do it. It's all happening as they do their sales work.
Yeah.
And here's something for everyone to think about. How can a deeper understanding of these automatic connections, how can that actually help you not just track your financials, but maybe actually proactively optimize your sales for even better profitability?
Right.
Like if you start looking at the specific GL accounts that are linked to your top selling products, or maybe your most valuable customers, what new opportunities for improvement might you find?
Yeah. It's about finding those hidden insights.
Yeah. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure.
Until next time.
See you then.